Hello and welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. My name is Jonna Fatonji and I am a life coach and I have worked with Miss Germany, Bruce Danell, Esra Karakaya, Said Haida, some of the names of the people that have been in media or have become influencers or artists, founders, educators. So that's my clientele. The people who are movers and shakers. And today I want to talk to you about the phenomenon of especially people working their way up from the so-called lower classes, whether it be you're Black or you are a migrant coming from a migrant family, or you grew up in wealth, but you haven't had the role model of being an entrepreneur in your own right. Mm, like it's like I want to use all these different examples because I want to share and show that there is a universal principle underlying all of this. And when I'm speaking about universal principles, I will use that term and the concept here today a little bit more often. Universal principles, it has nothing to do with the universe, right? Not necessarily, but it means everything, right? It means everything. It's applicable to everything, is applicable to the way the planets in the universe or in the all the atmosphere move just as much as the same movement is going on in your cells, right? As within, so without, as without, so within, as in the big, right? Planetary movement, as within your cells inside your body, in your atoms, right? On a quantum level. So that is what universal principle means. And that's what I want to talk about here today. And I was inspired to get here today and talk about this with you because I am speaking to exactly those people. I'm speaking to artists, I'm speaking to healers, teachers, founders, educators, entrepreneurs, leaders, right? People who have heard the call of come step up to the forefront. You know more, and it's time for you to apply yourself to your people, to the culture, to whoever you want to serve, right? All of those things are a whole workshop within itself, like to really identify who it is that you're serving. And I am serving the leaders, right? That also means I'm becoming more and more clear about what kind of what does the person have to have done before, if that's right grammar. Like you will have to have done a few things before. And I am feeling into the mark of the 100,000 euro or dollar mark, right? That means like you must have had some experience as such, right? As a healer, as a leader, and also especially as a business person, somebody who has already learned to sell their service, it could even be in a job, right? In a position, you're also selling your skills to the company, right? So if you have been a salesperson, maybe like how much money have you generated already, right? Or if you are a teacher, healer, coach, mentor, how much money have you generated with your work already? Or how much have you invested into your mentorship? And I want to make this very clear, even though I'm going to continue to create um, more, more content for free forever, probably, I don't know. But I just want to make it clear one thing that we lose a little bit is because even though this content is for free, I didn't get here for free. I invested more than 100,000 euros into my mentorship, into coaches, into programs, into curriculums, into travel, into um, time and effort and all of the thing, like applying the work that I have learned. And this doesn't come for free. And it is also still, if you want to consider it that, is a luxury, right? It is a luxury to hire a coach, a consultant, a healer, a teacher, an advisor. It is somehow a luxury, right? But the luxury comes from you already knowing that you are worthy to get the support that you feel like you need in order to get to the level where you want to be. And that being said, I will be talking more and more about the 100,000 euro mark, right? Or if you're somewhere beneath that, that's also fine. But I just want to create yeah, just this mark, as I said. And so now coming to the meat of this content that I want to share with you today here is that one thing that I've realized is two things. So I'm a brown woman. I am mixed. My mom is German, my dad is Ghanaian. If you want to, you can call me a generational curse breaker, a generational pattern breaker, cycle breaker, whatsoever. I have shared my story on this platform many times. So I have been the first out of my family who studied. I've been the first who invested in her further education. I have studied on a private school. I studied abroad. I have, as I said, invested into my personal business, into my coaching certification, in my business mentorship, and really working only with the best of the best on this planet, whether it be in my holistic nutritionist degree or as a transformational life coach. So those things, I was very aware that I had to invest in that, like by myself, taking money out of my own pocket and investing in premium education. And now I know what I've learned. I know what I've learned. I'm applying what I've learned, and I have kind of arrived at the place that I wanted to get to. It doesn't mean that I'm done. Now the creating really begins, right? But I want to share that I had to pay the price. And what I want to say here is it's really about shifting your perspective, because one thing that I realize again and again, still also with some people that I talk to, especially Black and brown women, um, that sometimes, like me, for example, as a coach today, in the beginning of my business, I still had like this big heart, and I still do have the big heart, but I still had that empathy for people who who haven't had the resources right away, people who couldn't pay on full, like pay in full. And that's okay. It's still okay to not pay in full. But what I want to say here is that, especially if you personally, and I'm speaking to my leaders here, I'm speaking to you who already paid the price, you have already invested money, time, blood, sweat, and tears into your education. You have climbed the hill, if we want to call it that. You climbed the hill, whether it be in your school, whether it be in your profession, you put in the time and the effort and the work, and probably also the money for further education. If you're a yoga teacher, if you're a nutritionist, if you're a life coach, if you are a therapist, if you are a leader, right? These kind of people, all of us, like we have invested, like you have invested probably, again, let's talk about the 100,000 euro mark, right? You have invested money. Right, even if it's a little less, right? You've invested money, but now, and this is the thing that I have observed again and again in my former clients, but now you want to reach back down. Let's call it that, right? You want to reach back down to the people that you want to serve, your tribe, your community, and you want to help them to achieve the same results as you, right? But, and now here comes the crux, is that many times you want to reach back down and you want to give it up. You want to give your now embodied, learned, integrated, realized, understood value and knowledge. You want to give it back to people for free. This is what I observe many times, that people who have invested, other coaches and trainers, right? Like you want to now turn back and give your work as charity. No, That's not how it works. And that is not my opinion. That is a universal law, right? You have invested in your personal growth, right? You have put the seed, like an investment. I see an investment as a seed, and you put it in the soil. You have invested money, time, again, courage, the courage it took, the energy it took, all of that. You have invested into the thing that you now are, a teacher, trainer, mentor, coach, whatever, right? You have this identity, this idea, this business, this knowledge of healing, helping, upliftment. But now you want to give it back to your people for free. No, that is not how it works. And I have found myself in this predicament many times, right? Because my love for my people, or I like to call them my younger self, is so big that I felt like, okay, let me create like this low ticket offer. But then I realized, no, that's not how I want to work. Like I have made the price not just by sheer, oh, let me just make up this price, but no, these are the prices that I had to pay in order to get to where I am, right? So it doesn't work like that. You can't, like, if you really are a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a transformational teacher, if you want to help other people get to where you are and have this realization of who you now know you are, you have mastered maybe your health, right, or your relationships, or your purpose and career, or your money. These are the big aspects in your life. Like if you've mastered that, right, it is now time for you to let yourself be paid, and it's a gift. And I want you to change your perspective like that. It is, you're giving, you're seeing the people who are interested in your work, or the people who you want to serve. You see them as capable. Number one, you see them as capable to come up with the money if they want to. Because there was one conversation that I had this weekend also with another fellow coach, and she told me that she's not making, or she and her partner, they're not making the kind of money that they wished that they could make with their endeavor, with their enterprise, with their coaching business, or with their brand. And I know why, because they're still in this predicament. And if you're listening, this is out of love, right? You want to serve a group of people who's not willing to pay, because they did a survey, and this group of people said that they're not willing to pay for an offer that they could get for free somewhere else. And that is a crook, because I am saying, like, I don't believe in, you can build yourself up with free knowledge. You can definitely build yourself up with free knowledge. But what I've realized is, if you don't pay for certain knowledge, you will never have the confidence to get paid for your knowledge, right? You will never have the confidence to get paid for your knowledge, because you too, you wanted to get something for free. This one very important very important law in the law of increase, in the law of making money, is you can't get something for nothing. No, you can't, right? You can't get something for nothing. So again, I'm talking to you. You're my client. You're my person here. And you have already invested money. You have invested money into your training. You put the time, the money, the hours, all of the effort, the focus, the sacrifice, you put it in to gain the title, the certification, the knowledge, whatever. You paid your price. So now you can't go back and just give it away for free, because you're going to be depleted, right? It doesn't work like that. So allow, very important, allow the person who wants to get to where you are, allow them to pay the rightful price, because that is the only way you empower them. You empower them by helping them rise to the occasion. You never lower yourself. You never come down. And this is, like, I always like to think in symbols. So this is it, right? This is my little symbol. This is all that you need to see. It is the mountain, right? And I want you to see yourself as the mountain. You are the mountain, right? And what happened is that, like, I believe that we not only climb the mountain to the top, but then when we are on top, it's a consciousness. We own the mountain, like we are the mountain, and the mountain is also our heritage, right? It's our family story. I'm going to go a little bit deep here, but this is your parents and your parents' DNA. I think I spoke about that before. So you're unlocking all of the knowledge and the wisdom and the power that you have inherited, because it's kind of a lie that we feel like, oh, we're starting from scratch. We're not starting from scratch. All of the intelligence, the experience, the wisdom, the things that your parents have mastered, they're inside of you already. That's why it's natural that children are supposed to be smarter than their parents, smarter, more intelligent, more wise. That is a natural evolutionary thing. But because of education and misguidance, many people don't never see it like that. We think that children are this empty, a blank slate, but no, they're not really. Like they come with a lot of wisdom, but also generational curses. So the goal really here is to break the generational curses and implement new, more harmonious laws and habits. And that's basically what it is, right? New habits so the child can grow into its full potential. So now you are the child, right? Like you are the mountain and you are tapped into your inner well. There's a well inside your mountain and you are like drawing this up, right? This is like the also like a fire is like multiple analogies inside of this, like this fire is burning inside and it goes up and now the well comes out at the top and now you are giving from your overflow, right? But if people want to get to the very top, again, they have to pay the price that you had to pay, your knowledge and your wisdom and your understanding and your your value. If you are being a consultant, right? A consultant or a business leader or an influencer, founder, all of that, artist, you're producing something, right? You have to protect, number one, you have to protect your peace. And what is peace? Like literally also here, like to be honest, and that's just real. We just have to understand and acknowledge that at the bottom, so-called, right? I also don't believe in hierarchy thinking, but I think it's a good metaphor and it's an old metaphor, right? At the bottom, it's very crowded. At the bottom, it's just like crowded. It's the masses, right? It's crazy, it's wild, it's like codependency, it's sickness, it's poverty, it's like the doggy dog world, right? But you are climbing higher and higher and higher, and now you've climbed all the way to the top, and you have allowed yourself the luxury. You invested, you paid the price that was willing to be, that you were willing to pay to get to the top. Now you're at the top, and now there's space. Because that's what people say, right? At the top, there's space. And what does that mean? It means mental space. You're no longer so concerned with the survival, right? You're no longer concerned. Like your health is good. You've invested in your health. You have got that in order. You have invested in knowledge of like healthy relationships. You know what it takes to create a healthy relationship dynamic, right? You have found your purpose. You know what you're doing. Like you know who you are and you know what you want to create. And you have also realized this whole concept of money. Okay. So that's peace. Like you are in peace. And you should never, ever come down from that peace. And not only for yourself, not from this level of, oh, now I'm too good for everybody. It's not that necessarily. It is really about you are not serving anybody if you go back down into the chaos. No, stay there and continue to spread your message from the mountaintop, right? Because you have climbed the mountain, right? And you are now spreading the message from the mountaintop. and you're saying, hey, I have found a way, I have found a way up, and I want to share this with you, but you have to pay. So coming back to the regular, real day, um, real life example that I've made, what I see in again and again, if you're a migrant, if you are a foreign person, not white woman or man, right? You're a migrant, whether man or woman, you're black, or you are coming from a so-called quote unquote underprivileged background. I don't like to identify with those things, to be honest, on a level, because I've never seen myself as underprivileged. But like if that's what you identify with, right? It is so hard for the people to switch the mindset, even if you have paid the price and you're now at the top, right? Never give up the top. Don't and also don't lock yourself away, because I know this story as well. Like some people are at the top and then they don't dare to share that they're at the top because they're afraid of evil eye, or they're afraid of attacks, or they're afraid of jealousy, envy, and things like that. It's going to happen. But if you don't show yourself, you're also not going to attract the people who are actually interested and willing to climb up the mountain and pay the price. So if you are at the top, and that's also your definition of top. Maybe you've mastered one level of life, health, relationships, right? Purpose, and money. Like it can be one of those, right? If you've mastered one of those and you are now ready to share it with other people. Right? You are at the mountaintop. Don't come down. Let people pay the price for where they want to go, for where they want to go, right? Because you have paid the price too. You have paid the price in what form whatsoever. And I personally always like to say that paying money, I believe, is the fairest and the cleanest and the most righteous. I don't know another word, right? Like I think paying money is the cleanest way to pay for anything, because there's always, and this is one of my favorite mottos, there's always a price to pay, whether it is time, whether it is energy, whether it's your soul, right? And when I say like there's a price to pay in terms of soul, I mean you are like, if you will always have to pay a price to get to the next level. And sometimes, oh, we've heard and seen that before, like women pay the price of sleeping with men to get to the money, or people are neglecting themselves, selling themselves, right, out. And that means like selling out your opinions, or selling out your ideals, or selling out your values, right? That is also what you're selling if you are not willing to pay the price, because there's always a price to be paid. And that's why for you as a leader, teacher, coach, workshop facilitator, whatever you want to call yourself, it is important that you ask the people who want to have the medicine, the remedy, the formula to where you are, that they pay the price. They have to pay the price, just like you paid the price. Right? No discount. I know it can be hard. It took me a long time to learn that. But if they cannot pay the price, then it's not their time yet. And there's another thing that one person said is that people want to then go to the option that is for free. Let them go. Let them go. It's the same thing. Like people will always try to bargain with you. People will be like, yeah, but somewhere else it's cheaper. And then you go there. You go there, and I'm not for you, because this over here, and as I said before, coaching is a premium service. Having a life coach is a premium service. It's not no regular discount thing you can get in the shop. No. If you want an expert by your side to guide you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through a process, it's going to cost. That's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. So, like, that's just my announcement. No, there is nothing for free, only content. Right? I'm going to be so transparent, right? There's only content that is going to be for free, and the content will help you. Like I am sharing with you what I would share with a client that has already paid 100,000 euro. Yeah. But the thing is, you will still have to pay the price. That is the whole secret. I believe that's the whole secret, right? To get to the next level, you have to pay the price. You have to pay. You have to pay either way. And again, as I said, you will have to pay with something. And money, I think, is the best way. Is the easiest, cleanest, most dignity, like keeping your dignity way, right? Pay the money. That's it. Easy, right? So, and that's the thing. People who are at the mountaintop, they will share what they have learned. They will share. And that is what is called capitalism, right? That is what is called maybe even imperialism. That is what is called being an entrepreneur, being a producer, even more so. Like I'm thinking about people who have found a recipe to something, they will mass produce it and sell it to the masses, right? They will mass produce it and sell it to the masses. That is, I hope you understand, right? Like if you have found something, it is important that you stay on top of the mountain. And everybody who wants to come visit you there, who wants to be a part of the mountaintop, they have to pay the price. Easy, very easy. And so it's not about you going back down, right? And that's what I mean. There is a paywall to be part of the few who have paid the price, right? It's a paywall. There's a sacrifice to be made. And another thing, like in all of the old sayings, right? In all of the fairy tales or in all of the stories in every culture, there are stories about you having to pay a price. And most of the time, the price is very close to death, right? You have to pay a price that could have cost you your life, right? As people say nowadays, your old life, like your new life is going to cost you your old life. Yeah, that's true. Because you will have to change. There is something very big, a big part of your life that has to change in order for you to level up. And yeah, I just want to make it more easy, especially as I said, without, there's like so much emotion and so much confusion in the mindset of most of the time, as I said, so let me call them social climbers, right? People who are socially climbing up the ladder of education, climbing up the ladder of social status, climbing up the ladder of, yeah, health, relationship, all of that, all of the different areas of life you have to master to ultimately belong to the top. And this is also something that I think we have to talk about, right? Because healing and healing and becoming a business owner is about creating something amazing, something of wealth, right? Holistic health for me, not it has not only something to do with food, right? Holistic health is about health. Yes, of course, it's about self uh, food, right? It's about healthy food. It's about water. It's about sleep. It's about exercise. It's about a healthy life, right? And on the micro level, on the microbiome and things like that, right? Sure, that's health. That's holistic health. But relationship is part of holistic health. Career and the like finding your genius, finding your purpose, finding your genius and creating something with it in a career, whether it be inside a corporation or if it's being entrepreneurial. And also money. Money is part of holistic health, right? Because it's like breathing in, breathing out. It's for me a system. Your life becomes a whole system, an ecosystem. You are your own ecosystem. You're healthy, right? You being healthy helps you to create those healthy relationships when you're spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially wealthy or abundant. Like you have everything. That is sovereignty, right? That's being an empress. That's being an emperor. That's a king. That's a queen. You're a sovereign. You by yourself are a fully functioning human being that keeps on producing better and better. I hope that's clear, right? So to get to the next level of your life, you will have to pay the price. And if you have already paid the price and you're now looking for clients, yeah, or people who want the same thing, you have attained a certain level of peace, health, beauty, relationships, purpose, and money, right? If you've created that, let people pay you for helping them to get to the same level. It is a law of life that people have to pay a price. It is a sacrifice. They will have to give up something that is of a lower nature to get to the next level, to be part of this higher order of being, to get the license to the next level. Yeah, you always have to pay to get the license to get into the next level. And if we want to see this as a room, right? People call like the upper parts of society, so the rooms, right? The rooms and the tables that you're sitting in. It's just like everything else. It's like a club, right? It's like a club. So you will have to pay money to get into the gym, like depending on which gym you go to. If you want to go to the mass market gym, that's fine. You pay a certain price. If you want to go to the more high-end gym, you will have to pay the price to belong to a certain club, right? If you want a personal trainer, you will have to pay the price for this exclusive level of service, right? If you want to work with a coach, a life coach who is a master in many of the arts, right? You will have to pay the price. And it's up to you. So if we, again, I'm speaking to those who have already paid the price to get into the other room, right? Literally, like for me, I flew to LA a couple of times just to be in the room, to be in the room with my mentor. I paid like my 30K for the program, and then there was like this luxurious weekend with all inclusive and the food and the training and the people and the space, like the hotel and the conference rooms, and all of that had a certain vibe. It was being in the room. It was being in the room with other, like with other determined people, some millionaires, right? Some business owners, many people older, but I paid to be in the room. I paid to be in the room. That's it. That's it. That's the key. That's the key. It's a price. It's a price. And then of course it's about growing and owning that you've paid the price and that you're here. I want to be here. There's a price to pay. So, and if people and if you want to help other people, you will have to you will have to first help yourself. It has to be a win-win situation for both. And then and at one point, when you're so abundant financially, you can give back. You can give back by charity and things like that, and philanthropy and really being the humanitarian that you want to be. But first, it's about business, it's about win-win, right? It's not about you thinking that you're a charity all like right from the get-go. No. You will have to make the price and dare to make the sale. And this is the number one thing that I see, especially with Black women business owners, that they don't dare to sell. Black and brown women business owners, that they don't dare to sell. They're not standing on their business. They're not standing on their expertise. And then that's why like they try to give it away for free or whatever. No, right? And don't do that. Don't do that. Helping people climb up and out of the masses. That is your goal. Like help them. You have climbed. You have to see yourself on top of the mountain, and now you're helping other people to climb to where you are, right? And healing, and that's what I think, like healing and healing and upliftment and empowerment only happens individually. You can't help a group necessarily of people. You can only help one person at a time that decides to climb up the ladder. You can't help people who are not willing to climb, right? And that's what you do. You always invite people up. You invite them up. You never go back down. You never go back down. You never go back to where you came from, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. No, sometimes, and that's seen many times, that first maybe you even have to completely leave, right? You have to leave the city, leave the country. I have friends who did that, who are now millionaires, right? They left the country, they went to Dubai, and they continue to build their business from there because they kept on climbing up the mountain, or they kept on staying on their mountaintop and just helping more and more people climb to the same mountaintop. That's how you get rich. You stay up and you invite people up. That's it. You never go back down. And you can't expect your life to change, right? Or you can't, if you think about that, I'm just like really speaking those things out of my mind. Like sometimes people, and this is something that also like just I experienced. Sometimes people they will give out a $150 offer or a $300 offer or something like that, and they expect their life to change. And no, it will not change. Like I'm just going to be very honest. Like let's talk real money. Let's talk real money, right? A real consultation. You can have a consultation 1 hour for €150. Yes, you can. But and there can be so much value. But the real transformation is about the process. It's about the process. It's called bridging the gap between the here and the there, right? You want to get to the next level, or you can call it a gap, right? Bridging the gap uh, with the bridge, or even up, right? Climbing up, climbing the ladder. It's a process, 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. And this is where people need support. It's not just in the one-time thing. That's why I am no longer like, I'm not doing single sessions with people. I'm not. Like, there can be a one-time consultation, or just seeing if we're a good fit to work together. But then I'm going to invite you into my program, right? And it starts at €5,500. And this is where I know I can give my client the very best experience. I can send my clients the flowers and the card, and I can invite them to a 1 day retreat or a 1 day VIP day. I can take them through a 3 months program where they have access to me, right? Where I know it's a full program, it's a full transformational concept process that is like a proven concept, and not just a little, yeah, what is it? Fixing, a little fixing, quick fix. No, it's not a quick fix. We need to smash the whole thing down, and we have to like build a new foundation, creating the blueprint of your new life, right? And then go scientifically. It's a scientific process, right? Healing or building any part of your life, whether it's health, relationship, money, or your career. We have to go to the roots, and sometimes we have to uproot the whole thing. Uproot the whole thing, then and then build a new foundation. And that is a whole process. Okay. So that was really on my heart today. I hope it found the people who it needed to find. And again, you are the artist, the teacher, the speaker, the healer, the author, the founder, right? You are the coach, the mentor. You already are. So stay at the mountaintop. Stay at the mountaintop and let people come to you, right? You just continue to send out the message. Hey guys, I got the solution. I got the solution. Here it is. Like, I got the solution. I have it. I have it. I'm continuing to cultivate my newfound heaven, right? But I got the solution. So if you want, I'm going to throw down the ladder so you can climb up, but you got to pay the price because it takes a sacrifice to get to where we are. Okay, that's it for today. I really think I said everything, and this is my heart's desire, that especially Black and brown women, migrants, women of color from all sizes and shapes and shades and everything around the world, that especially you learn that I know you want to help your sister. I want to help my sister too, but you can only help your sister if you become. the symbol of success. You become the symbol of success. You become the symbol of health, of harmony, of contentment, of wealth. You have to become the symbol first, and then you can reach back down, but they still gotta pay the price. And we know that. We know that some people will never pay the price, and that's okay. And I know that this is probably the hardest thing to understand, that you can't save everybody. Not everybody's meant to be at the mountaintop. It's their decision, it's not yours. You can still love them from afar, and you continue to spread your message to everyone who wants to pick it up. Right. And then you're here and you're going to help them. And in the meanwhile, you stay perfecting your game, your business, and keep on speaking to people, and yeah, and just work on yourself. And then, yeah, make the invitation. It's an invitation. That's what I learned from my mentor as well. You can never force anybody. You can only invite them to come to the top. Okay. So, yeah, with that being said, keep your prices high, keep your standards high, and let everybody who wants to come to you pay the necessary price, because that's a law of the universe. It's a law of life. Everybody has to sacrifice in order to get to the next level. That's just what it is. Okay. So I'm sending you so much love, because it is from love, but it's just real. Okay. All right. So much love. And until then, stay dangerous.